I've just realised, oh god.
Spyro, I hope you're not planning to throw your friend into the lava hole next to the...
You know what, it's fine. I'll just keep it recording until the editor's stopped. I've got enough space, but yeah, I'll cut this bit out later. But yeah, hello everyone, and welcome back to the E3 coverage. We had Nintendo yesterday. Average. I mean, no Metroid Prime 4, no Yoshi game. Come on, you could have showed those. But one game they did show off was Pokemon
Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
No, wrong name. Pokemon Let's Go THICC Eevee. Because for whatever reason, and I'll send them in the Discord after the recording, but for whatever reason, they have decided to make Eevee like just a fat boy now. Like, you look at the original Eevee, right? Or even the Build-A-Bear Eevee. Oh, that's fine. It's walking on all four legs. It's got a slenderish body. It looks fine. But then they've had this Let's Go thing, and I don't know why, but they want a nice round Eevee. Like, you look at even, you know, the Pokemon TV show Weird Thing in Japan, or their promotions when they're out and about. Like, look at this Lucario costume, right? Everything's relatively proportioned, you know? The legs still thin, body still thin, and he's got the big poofy pants. You look at Zeraora, same deal. Thin legs, all relatively proportioned to the Pokemon on the concept art. Now you look at the concept art for Eevee, and then look at this thick fucking Eevee suit. And then in the direct or the live treehouse, this is the regular Build-A-Bear plushie. Look at this big fat Eevee plushie this guy's got. Like, why are they turning Eevee into a thick boy? So, yeah, it's Let's Go THICC Eevee.
They're using achievified art style for the game in general, so...
Yeah, but, like, there's no need to turn Eevee into a little puppy. Well, yeah,
We have too many sexy Pokemon. We need to decrease that number.
But then, like, the reverse is happening to Pikachu, because you see the original Pikachu and the original Pikachu plush. He was one fat boy, and now he's like, geez, he's skinny. So it seems the reverse is happening to Pikachu. But anyway, Mighty Fan wanted to cover Pokemon Let's Go, so there you go. It's over to you.
Okay, so let's begin with the graphics. Considering what I've seen from previous Pokemon game entries, I've never really had high expectations for graphics overall, considering those were typically an afterthought for me at most, but with what we know the Switch is capable of and what we see from Pokemon Let's Go, I'd say I'd give it a 4 out of 5 merely because there is some room for improvement. It does look a little bit blocky considering it resembles the original Gen 1 games in terms of the tile-like nature of the map. But
well, that's because it's a remake of Pokemon Yellow.
Again, the models are not bad, but the tile-based map going on there,
I mean, the thing is, let me just plug my headset in so that I can...
It's not bad.
The thing is, let me just plug my headset in so that I can, like, not have the audio screw up for a second. But the thing is, like, the blocky thing, I can get over the blocky thing because it's a remake of Pokemon Yellow. It's obviously going to be blocky because you're basically remaking Kanto again. And as for the art style and all of the Pokemon, every single one of those assets, like the Pokemon assets, the Pokeball and stuff, it's all been ported over from the Pokemon Go mobile app.
Well, that is true and all, but there is the fact of those are technically ported over from the Gen 6 and Gen 7 Pokemon games as well, for that matter. They were ported from those to Pokemon Go, then now to Pokemon Let's Go.
I mean, I'd agree. For what it is, because it's not like that 8th generation everybody's hyping up. For what it is, it's got fine graphics.
Spyro, did you cut out there or what?
No, can you still hear me? Hello? Oh god, I know what's going on.
Spyro, did you cut out?
You know what?
We're trying to say something there, Spyro. Spyro?
Okay, we're back from our technical issues. So yeah, graphics, they're fine. On to the music.
Which I'd give, well, considering I couldn't really hear it over the commentary from the guys at E3, while I could hear most of it, I kind of need to wait till I'm able to hear it more clearly, so I'm just gonna put a 4 out of 5 question mark, because the volume was kind of low and it wasn't exactly easy to hear, but it was, however, from what I was able to hear, rather nicely done remixes of the original Gen 1 themes for given situations and all.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. What one's next while I clear out my inventory? Is it gameplay next?
Gameplay, yeah.
Oh, I'll let you talk first. This is the one where I'm gonna be chiming in.
Okay, so in terms of gameplay, battles for wild Pokemon, as we know, have been nixed. The mechanics are very similar to Pokemon Go, with the Joy-Con being used to throw Pokeballs at wild Pokemon to catch them, and the mechanics overall are very similar to Pokemon Go, as in, if you've played Pokemon Go, you pretty much know how to catch Pokemon here, but if you haven't, you're going to be in for a bit of a lesson, to say the least, and one thing that is a bit of a good note, that while trainer battles have been maintained, in addition to prize money, you'll actually get Pokeballs for beating trainers in addition to prize money.
Yeah.
And the co-op, from what we've seen, allows you to have 2 players at once, 1 Joy-Con each, and it'll make the trainer battles go from 1v1 with just 1 player to 2v1, which is the 2 players going up against a single trainer. But then there's the part that kind of irritates me, which is the fact for Brock's gym, for example, as we know him, the rock-type specialist, the gym attendant will apparently not let you in if you do not have a water or grass-type Pokemon, which is kind of a bit unfair for Brock, considering unless he's sneaking in a lowland Geodude somewhere, his entire team are going to be double weak to grass and water, and that's also a bit unusual because Pikachu in this game can now learn Double Kick at a low level, which would bypass the immunity Rock Ground would have over Electric and allow Pikachu to deal super effective damage to Brock's team. And now, I'm not sure if Eevee has any similar moves going on for it, but needless to say, they're making it so the starters can easily go up against Brock, and yet they're requiring you to have a water and grass mon to go against them, and yet it kind of feels a bit redundant if you make the starter able to go against Brock, and yet make it a requirement that you need a grass or water type mon on your team. But then there's one little interesting thing I did find, which is not only the Pokemon Go compatibility, which Pokemon Go Park will replace the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City, but also the fact Viridian Forest and also the route before Pewter City, from what we were able to see, has a lot more wild Pokemon diversity than it did in the original Gen 1 or Fire and Leaf Green, for example.
Yeah.
Like, it all seems stuff like oddish there, which that wouldn't appear until you got to heading towards Cerulean Cape, for that matter, in the original games. And now it's appearing in Viridian Forest, and among other mons that are appearing there, that's going to create quite a bit of curious team designing decisions there, to say the least. So originally I was going to give gameplay a bit of a 4 out of 5 maybe at most, considering I assure you the Joy-Con would be a lot easier than the way it is in Pokemon Go's touchscreen. But either way, I'm going to give it a, let's see, I was going to give it a 4 out of 5 initially, then I boosted it by 1 when I saw the Pokeballs would be rewards for beating trainers. Then I gave it a -1 for the minor hand-holding for the gyms with the grass and water Pokemon requirements. So I'm just going to go with 4 out of 5 for now.
That is incredibly generous, my friend. I would have given it a piss poor 1 out of 5. Everything about the gameplay was the biggest load of garbage I have watched at E3. Right, it's time for Spyro to go through now. Number 1, the fact that you've got to have a water or grass starter to beat the fucking Brock. Hey, what's the point of the Pokemon? What's the point of picking your fucking starter or even attempting to, you know, bond with your starter and take your starter? Because remember, whatever you pick, Pikachu or Eevee, you can't take it out of your party. It's stuck there forever. So I guess there was no point in trying to pick that starter because it's still going to make you find a grass type to go into the gym anyway. Number 2, all the things that made Pokemon enjoyable have been pretty much removed and fucked hard in the ass. Like, the fact that random battles are gone is just stupid. Like, half of the excitement was not knowing what was in the grass. Like, when you walk into the grass and you don't know what you're gonna get, you could get another Caterpie, or you could find the Weedle that you've been looking for, or even better, you could walk into the grass and you could be like, oh shit, it's a shiny! Whereas now you'll be able to see the shiny on the overworld if it spawns, so it takes half of the fun away. Second of all, random battles just being gone, and your team gets leveled up for catching the same Pokemon over and over again, because I was watching where they were in Viridian Forest, and you're just basically catching Caterpie over and over and over and over, and that's giving you experience. Right, what am I going to do with all these Caterpies? Number 1, are they going to get ground down into Poke Candy like Pokemon Go, or are they just going to sit there, or what's that shit about? And why do I...
Yeah, they actually are going to be transferred to the Professor for candies, actually, for boosting stats in lieu of EV training, for that matter.
And what is the point in leveling up if you're going to remove 90% of the things that a lot of... I mean, I don't really care about this part, but the whole Eevee and Ivy training, what's the point of trying to level up specific Pokemon in a specific way if you're just going to, like, remove everything that made the high-level Pokemon battles a high level? And, you know, a lot of the hardcore fans are just going to go on this one something fierce. Because everything that basically made the games, like the egg breeding for 6 IVs, the EV training, and all the other stuff that the the tournament players use, that's all gone out the window. And I get they're trying to appeal to a more casual audience, but like, casual was Pokemon Go, and I wouldn't have minded if you just flicked the Pokeball to catch the Pokemon, but the fact that you still don't have to battle it whatsoever, and a lot of the more advanced game mechanics have been removed, it's just stupid. Oh, and let's not forget, sure, you get some Pokeballs as a reward for beating a trainer. Sure, you get some 1 or 2 Pokeballs back for beating or catching a Pokemon. But what happens when you run out of Pokeballs, and what happens when you run out of raspberries? I'm just rubbing my claws together. Come on, give me the green. Give me those red hot dollar bills, because this is going to be a $60 game with microtransactions. Oh, and let's also not forget, I don't know where Mighty's gone, but let's also not forget, I just remembered this, it's also pay to win, because if you buy the Pokeball Plus, you get Mew right at the start of the game, so you get pretty much the world's most powerful Pokemon at the absolute start of the game, so
And that's another minus point there, for that matter, I forgot to mention. The fact Mew, while not powerful inherently, is still a powerful Pokemon nevertheless, and also a very sought after one, so that's a minus point there for a 3 out of 5, so
yeah, first of all, pay up for that Pokeball Plus because you need to get your Mew. Second of all, pay us money when you run out of Pokeballs, because you bet your ass, like Pokemon Go, if you run out of Pokeballs and you haven't got the money to buy any from the Pokemarket, well, don't worry, here's this handy microtransaction box where you can buy more Pokeballs and raspberries.
You know, I highly doubt they're gonna do it like that. Just give them the benefit of the doubt until we actually see more of the game, for that matter.
I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but considering they put loot boxes in Animal Crossing and it's basically Pokemon Go, I wouldn't put it past them.
But still, nevertheless, given the benefit of the doubt, considering unlike Pokemon Go, this is a mainstream game, so...
Oh, and you also can't evolve your Eevee or Pikachu, because that's what everybody wants to do if you're going to be forced to be stuck with it for the entire game.
And then one thing I will give a 5 out of 5 for is the explanation, because I felt they did a pretty good job explaining things that were asked during the live stream.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job explaining a lot of stuff, but still, the gameplay looks pretty awful. Like, I think even Pokemon Quest did a better job than this thing.
And as for final verdict, I kind of don't know what to really put it right now. Just question mark out of 5, because I'd really need to see the final game in order to really make a final verdict here.
Alright then. I mean, I would just, for me personally, it's 7 out of 5.
No, that's question mark.
Oh yeah, it is. When because of the pixels, when you pull back, it looked like 7 out of 5.
Oh.
I mean, for me, I would probably give it a 2. It just looked so boring. It looked like it'd get tiresome within the first 5 minutes. Like Pokemon Go. When Pokemon Go first came out, it was like, yeah, let's fucking go walking. Oh my god, there's a Pikachu over in that park there. Let's go walking. And then after about a week, everybody got bored of it because it was just Pokeball throwing simulator, and it had no substance. And yes, this has got a little bit more substance because it's not the real world. It's like Kanto, but it's still just Pokeball throwing simulator, and people are gonna get bored of it within like the first couple of cities. Especially if it's going to hold your hand as bad as, oh man, I see you're going to fight Misty. Well, at least you've got a Pikachu with Thundershock. Come right in. Oh, it looks like you're trying to fight Lieutenant Surge. Well, let's tell you the exact weakness, and we're also not going to let you into this gym unless you got that exact weakness. So yeah, it's kind of bollocks to me, but you're the one that wanted to talk about it, so whichever chest you want, put it in.
Can we put a middle ground chest if that's possible?
There is. It's in the house. It's in the house.
Considering you have the book?
Yeah, it's here. I'll put it in the bad chest. You can pick it out. It's at the bottom row. It's in the house behind the bad chest. Left. Nope, down. There you go.
Because I put it in here for now, because I honestly don't know what to really make of it until we see later game content. Because the way the trailer showed Mewtwo, for example, it kind of gives me the vibe that it's not just going to stand there and let you throw things at it. And that there's going to be some kind of battle involved for the legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, it'll probably work. It'll probably work like the EX battles in Pokemon Go, where you've got to get a team of friends to whack it, and then you have a chance of catching it.
Although this time you'll be able to use your own mons for that, if that's the case.
Although, speaking of which, I really wonder if they're going to do what they did with Pokemon Go, where you're not even allowed to have a go at the legendaries unless you have a battle pass.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Our brony's furry.
But that's the Pokemon Let's Go Extra Thick Eevee edition. So we're gonna continue on because next up is Smash Brothers, and that's a divided one for a lot of people right there. Because some people are like, oh, yay, it's ultimate compilation of everything, and some people are like, well, fuck you, we were expecting a brand new game, and it's not, it's really just an ultimate collection, and I called it. I've been saying it all this time that it'd be some sort of deluxe edition, and I was right. But yeah, we'll keep on with the Nintendo stuff, or maybe I'll keep on with all the other stuff, but I've got one more stream reaction to upload. Like, you would have just seen Ubisoft gone up a minute ago, and the last one I've got to put up is Sony, which Sony was just a complete shit show. But hey, there you go. So thank you all for watching this video. If you did indeed enjoy it, do feel free to press the like button. It does help out the channel, and if you don't want to miss out on all of us talking about the different games that were showing off at E3, then don't forget to press the subscribe button and bing the bell so the notifications go through. And as always, there are links down below to the Discord if you want to come into the Discord and talk and be in these videos and build shit in this world, as well as a link to my Twitter if you want to see any of my tweets to any of the E3 stuff in live time, as well as a link to my Patreon if you'd like to support me further. But for now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next video.